Every single morning, in the heart of this ruthless and incredibly fast-moving concrete jungle, an old man humbly swept the clean floors, remaining completely invisible and ignored by the busy world passing him by. His wrinkled hands worked with absolute dedication and silent pride on the cold marble floor. These hands teach us a valuable lesson that no honest labor is ever small, and true respect can never be bought with money. Suddenly, the peaceful atmosphere of the office completely changed as the young, highly arrogant CEO walked in. His face clearly reflected the deep pride of his immense wealth, and he loved treating every single worker like dirt underneath his shoes. He stopped his footsteps right in front of the quiet old man with a cruel look. A dark expression of deep disgust filled his eyes, as if the humble janitor was nothing but a dirty stain on his perfect floor. The angry CEO began shouting at the top of his lungs, echoing through the entire wide hallway. "What is your worth in front of me?" He pointed his sharp finger aggressively, crossing every single limit of basic human decency. Pure rage completely distorted the billionaire's young and handsome face during his loud outburst. But the old man stood there in absolute silence, remaining completely calm and relaxed, holding his inner dignity tighter than ever before. With a brutal and sudden kick of his expensive leather shoe, the CEO flipped the janitor's yellow water bucket. Completely blinded by his supreme arrogance, he instantly destroyed the elderly man's entire morning of hard work. The dirty, soapy water splashed everywhere across the beautiful polished entrance of the office floor. The cruel CEO laughed loudly and mockingly, deeply enjoying the toxic power he thought he possessed over someone so weak. "You are fired right now. Get out of my sight and leave this building this very second." The young CEO screamed out, pointing his hand aggressively toward the grand exit doors of the giant corporate skyscraper. The old janitor didn't say a single word or complain about the unfair treatment. He just calmly picked up his old jacket, gave the furious CEO a very strange, mysterious look, and slowly turned around to walk away. He left the massive building behind, stepping out into the cold, busy, and chaotic city streets. But he knew very well that the false pride of those who consider themselves all-powerful never lasts for too long in this world. The very next hour, a sudden and massive financial catastrophe struck the entire corporate empire. The company's stocks began to crash down rapidly on the global market, leaving the proud CEO in a state of absolute panic. His young secretary rushed into the room, her body visibly trembling with extreme fear. A massive financial disaster was unfolding quickly, and their biggest mysterious billionaire investor was suddenly pulling out all of his critical funding. The official document on his desk read, "Emergency board meeting ordered immediately." The anonymous owner, the legendary man who actually built this massive empire from scratch, had ordered an immediate performance check on the young CEO. He tried desperately calling every single contact in his phone book, begging for a clear answer. Who is this hidden investor? But the mysterious billionaire's true identity remained a complete, terrifying, and unbroken secret. Desperate to save his career, he began manually checking the high-security camera system of the building, searching for any visual face of the powerful man who now held his entire wealthy life in his hands. The security camera footage slowly zoomed in on a specific high-definition frame. The young CEO's blood ran freezing cold instantly. Standing right there on the screen was the exact same man he had brutally kicked out earlier that morning. Realization hit his mind hard like a sudden, painful lightning bolt from the dark sky. He had foolishly destroyed his own wealthy destiny. Arrogance had made him completely blind, and now his ultimate destruction stood right before him. The grand corporate boardroom was completely dead silent, filled with an incredibly heavy tension. The cold atmosphere was waiting patiently for the true king of the billion-dollar empire to arrive and claim his ultimate throne. The nervous CEO stood near his chair trembling, cold sweat dripping down heavily from his forehead. He was now so deeply trapped in the web of his own arrogance that there was absolutely no way left to escape. The heavy, polished boardroom doors slowly opened wide with a soft creaking sound. A powerful and majestic presence stepped inside the room, changing the gravity of the space instantly as time seemed to stand completely still. Dressed in a flawless, extremely expensive luxury black suit, the old man walked into the bright room. No dirty broom, no cheap janitor uniform. Just pure power, unmatched elegance, and undisputed global authority. The shocked CEO dropped his luxury golden pen onto the floor in absolute horror. He simply could not believe his own eyes. The same old janitor he humiliated was now standing before him as the absolute owner of the company. The secret billionaire investor walked slowly, his heavy footsteps echoing clearly through the grand boardroom hall. Every single step reminded the terrified CEO of the extreme cruelty he had committed earlier that morning. The wise chairman sat down gracefully at the head of the long mahogany table. He looked directly at the frozen, pale CEO with a calm, piercing smile that cut much deeper than any steel sword could. The broken CEO fell directly to his knees on the floor, sobbing uncontrollably like a child. "Please forgive me for what I did." He begged loudly for mercy, but some terrible mistakes can never be undone in life. The old billionaire slowly raised his hand in absolute, commanding silence to stop the crying. No anger, no loud drama. Karma doesn't need to shout, it just delivers perfect justice quietly at the right time. He gently slid a white official document forward across the polished wooden table. It was a strict termination paper. The exact same fate that this arrogant CEO had dealt out in the morning had now returned to destroy him. With a heavily shaking hand, the completely ruined CEO signed his own permanent downfall paper. His wealth, his high position, his false pride, everything vanished forever in a single, silent, and painful moment. He quietly packed his few personal belongings into a small, cheap cardboard box. Looking around his empty and dark office, he finally realized that true respect comes from humanity, not from a high corporate title. The former billionaire walked slowly out of the grand building lobby, looking completely broken, deeply disgraced, and thoroughly humbled by the harsh, unyielding, and natural law of the entire universe. Inside the corporate office, a brand new and brighter era officially began that day. The billionaire chairman warmly welcomed a young, highly hard-working intern into his cabin, proving that real honesty is always valued here. He promoted the honest young worker to a high executive position with a proud smile. Because a true leader is never someone who tears people down, but rather someone who always lifts others up. The entire corporate office celebrated the beautiful management change with loud applause. Pure joy and incredible positive energy filled the wide room, completely replacing the old fear with mutual respect and true happiness. A strict new corporate rule was immediately established across the entire international company. The wise chairman proudly stood near a large banner that clearly read, "Respect and equality for every single worker here." The old wooden broom was carefully placed inside a beautiful custom glass display case in the main entrance lobby. A permanent reminder for generations to come, ensuring that no human being would ever look down on another again. The new janitorial staff were greeted with warm smiles and genuine respect by the top executive managers. The company culture had completely changed for the better, and basic human dignity was restored fully. The billionaire chairman stood tall, looking out at the beautiful glowing lights of the vast city. He had successfully taught a powerful lesson that this entire global corporation would remember for generations to come. Many miles away, inside a small, dusty and low-end local corner shop, the former arrogant CEO was now seen sweeping the dirty floors, wearing a very cheap, ordinary and faded worker's uniform. As he cleaned the wooden shelves with deep regret, he finally understood the true pain and hard effort of a working man. Destiny had brought him down to the exact position where he used to look at others with contempt. Back at the grand headquarters, the legendary billionaire chairman walked happily among his people, shaking hands warmly with the lowest paid workers, sharing true love, appreciation, and pure humanity with everyone. He led his brand new honest executive team forward into a bright future. Together they were building a company where money never defines power, but true character, kindness, and moral integrity always do. The city looks so calm and beautiful in the soft twilight glow of the golden sunset. True victory isn't about destroying your enemies completely, it's about changing the entire world with silent, peaceful justice. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe our channel Karma Files USA.